On to our special guest now. In the Philippines, saving and financial discipline are pressing concerns as many households struggle to keep any savings and emergency funds. With the holiday season approaching, Filipinos are faced with the challenge of managing year-end bonuses and holiday expenses. Today on Follow the Money, we are joined by Marielle Bitanga Kintanar, a registered financial planner who has been helping Filipinos develop practical strategies for saving and financial management. Marielle, welcome to the program, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
Can you give us an idea as to what kind of financial advice people come to you for?
So usually when I usually target, or my usual clients are millennial women, right? And when they come to me, most of the time, they're kind of just unsure if what they're doing is right. They're overwhelmed with, budgeting, how to start investing, even like insurances. And some of them also come to me when they deal with things like credit card debt or future planning for their like long-term goals.
Right, and of course, as bonuses are released, holiday bonuses start getting released this month, actually, people are not really putting the money into savings. Is that the experience of your clients as well?
So yes, usually when bonuses come in, usually the practice is these are allocated for your Christmas spending, your gifts, your gatherings, and oftentimes it's also used to pay off, some debt or some things like, let's say, annual payments they have to pay for. So they wait till the end of the year to set aside for these things.
But of course, the pressure to spend a lot of money on family gatherings, friendly reunions, as well as gifts is so strong. What do you tell your clients when they're faced with a crisis like this?
I think I always tell my clients, right, that you should be honest with your family and friends if you can't afford certain things. If you can't afford that out-of-town trip with them this Christmas season, it's better to be honest and tell them straight. As long as you're being kind, you're not rude about it, your family and friends should understand. And also if the pressure is really, really strong, I always tell them to think like big picture thinking. Always think that if you overspend this Christmas season, you're again one step back from your long-term financial goals. So I always tell them to remind yourself of your long-term goals. Put it on your bathroom mirror, put it on your cell phone wallpaper, something to remind you all the time. It's kind of like going on a diet. You really have to stay away from the temptation and remind yourself why you're doing that.
Right. Would it be fair, for example, to say, okay, I might not be able to spend too much time with you guys, but I will be ready when you do really need me? Like, for example, for emergency funds, what kind of mindset or money mindset should people get into as they receive their bonuses, as they receive their rewards for a year of hard work?
I think right now, if people are waiting for their bonuses, they should plan ahead, really think through of what they need to pay for, what they need to set aside, and also just really, list down everything they need to spend for. And then after that, just pay off everything they need to pay for. And if they have any high interest debt, then they should pay for that. And then after that is savings, right? So save for your future self. Your emergency fund is really the first thing you should save up for. And if you have that, then you can move on to your other saving goals or investments. And then after that, of course, you can still enjoy your money.
Talk about enjoying money. Of course, offline we were talking about how the credit card debt that people accumulate is not exactly because of a crisis or an emergency or a health problem, but because of leisure and travel. And with that in mind, what do you tell to clients who can't seem to get rid of their addiction to instant gratification?
Right. So I think for me, I always just say out of sight, out of mind. So I do have some clients, for example, who are struggling with their cards and they have 4 cards, 5 cards. I tell them, okay, let's finish off your debt, but at the same time, you have to cut down on your access to it. Delete those apps, really stay away, unfollow people on social media that kind of promote overconsumption, things that might, trigger them to try to keep up with that lifestyle. So really just, again, it's like a diet. Try to stay away from the junk, try to stay away from the temptation. And really, think about your long-term goals.
And your clients, have they been successful at being able to manage not just their debt, but actually, do you have like a successful story as to how they were able to manage their debt plus invest for the future?
Yeah. So I do have, many clients that have different goals and different things that they want to achieve with me. But I remember specifically I have one client, I'm only like less than 1% of the work she did. She was very disciplined, but she really wanted to move abroad. She really wanted to leave the Philippines and move to Europe. And actually less than a year she made it. She saved up and she was so disciplined, and now she's happy in Europe. And yeah, I always love hearing updates like that.
And these are the images that we want to preserve when people start to receive their bonuses. I mean, positive and really future proofing your life. Marielle Bitanga Kintanar, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you sharing your advice, life advice for us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.